So I have a unique update for this video. Rather than just writing and recording or giving tips on that or things I've learned, I'm actually setting up a recording studio in my bedroom to record future videos. As mentioned in previous entries for my other YouTube channel, I don't record like I do here. I don't record on my phone. I don't show myself. It's just like microphone setup, and I record my voice, and then I go into Audacity and edit it and kind of equalize and do some other things to the sound to make it sound a little better. But I didn't actually have an actual studio before this. I just recorded in my car actually, because that kind of had the best. I don't even know the word for it. The best sound, I guess, is just the simplest way to put it. I mean, if you've never recorded videos in kind of the way I described, where you set up a microphone and you do all that, you might be wondering like, what's the point of having a studio? That sounds over the top and ridiculous. It's mainly because you don't realize how big of a difference it makes in the audio quality. If I were just to record in my room as is, it would sound really echoey and have a kind of boxy, dry sound to it. Now, I have a pretty big bedroom, so other people's might not sound as echoey, but you look online, you'll see all sorts of people have this problem, and if you watch some uh, even some bigger YouTube channels, they don't have the best audio quality because they probably just set up their microphone in the room. And, if that works for them, that's great. But if you hear people have nicer sounds to their audio, they probably have some kind of setup. And, like, I'm basically going to be putting a bunch of panels like these. I don't even know how many were in the pack I ordered, maybe 50 or 75 or something. Lining the wall with them. Some go this way, some go that way. It's going to be sort of a test run to see if how many I need to put up, where I need to place them exactly, and try to get a better sound, because basically I've been doing them in my car, and I've been recording videos. I don't even know when I started the channel, but the car audio is fine, and it was the right approach coming right out of the gates, because setting up this whole elaborate studio, which sounds more elaborate than it is, it's simpler to say than saying a recording space over and over again. If you start out like, I'm going to do a YouTube channel, I'm going to set up this elaborate studio, you're putting an investment into something you don't even know is going to last. I mean, one, you don't know if you're going to be successful on YouTube, in which case all of the investment of the time and the planning and the purchasing of this material was a waste. But even if your channel could hypothetically be successful, I think the bigger problem is you don't even know if you're going to have the wherewithal to actually stick through it. So it's like I talked about in some of my other journals, it's just, in my opinion, unless you're like super cool and you can just like commit to something and stay consistent, it's better to just do something like the car approach, which is what I did, and had a really good sound. And now I've been doing it long enough, and I've had enough success, and I've had enough consistency that I'm going to commit to it. So it's time to do this, because frankly, going out there all the time in my car is hassle for a number of different reasons. I mean, one, I live in Northeast Ohio, and one of the really nice things is we get to experience all the different seasons, but that's not ideal when you're going out into your car with just sitting in a garage to record, because you got to record regardless of the temperature. And that's actually not one of the biggest problems, though. It's mainly it's the hassle. It's the hassle of having to take my laptop out to the car and set up my microphone and stuff, and then do the audio recording, transport that to Google Drive, and then transport it to my main computer where I do all the editing. He cut all of that out with just having a studio and on the computer, basically having your studio and having the computer you're going to be doing the editing on all in the same place. Now, if you're only doing like a video a month, that hassle might not be a huge deal. Or if you do a video every, I don't know, couple of months or something, it's just a fun, neat little thing to do. But when you do it regularly, all that time adds up, and the stress and the annoyance adds up. And really, my laptop is really crappy and old. I mean, it wasn't always crappy, but it's over a decade old at this point. It was a hand-me-down when I got it, and it just has its own slew of problems. And it's like, well, rather than buying a new laptop, why don't I just finally get this setup done? And I didn't want to do it because I knew it would halt the production of new videos altogether. But I'm just sort of like, well, it's time to make that investment. I'm not going to go out and buy another laptop that I'm hardly going to use, because most of the time I don't really use or need a laptop. It's better to just do this and get it over with. And with my studio, I'm going to be trying to replicate that sound I got in the car, which we're going to see. I have a big bedroom, so I'm going to use a curtain to divide my regular bedroom, and then my studio, kind of like not like a curtain, more of like a soundproofing curtain. And then the smaller part of my room is going to be my studio, and I might put up like a bookcase there and some books on it, and just get some other things so it's not as echoey. There's more stuff for the sound to bounce off of, because if you've never done recording, you don't realize how much a difference just having different things in the room can make. And basically the last point I wanted to touch on here is that with setting all of these things up, why I want to get the car sound so much is just to keep consistency. Because whenever I'm doing YouTube, I like to think back to what it was like for me as a viewer. And one of the things that bothered me is if I was watching like a bunch of a user's videos, and that's what I do. Once I like someone, I go and watch a ton of their videos, and I might rewatch them too. And I'll be kind of deterred from watching certain videos if they had an older sound quality, especially because I listen to a lot of stuff. I'll kind of have it on my phone, and I'll be listening, and I'll look down at it, whatever. And, if their audio changed at some point, or if they get new audio and I really don't like it, like they think they're editing it in a fancy way and it doesn't sound good, it can be really distracting to me, and I don't want to listen to those videos with the other ones. There's actually a meme channel I really like called Squee, and he just changed the sound of his audio, and now it's more like dry and tinny, and it really puts me off. So I imagine that's the case for other viewers, and even if I can't get it exact, I want to try to get it pretty close. And if I can't get it exact, it's just going to be what it is, because I can't keep going out into the car. I just got to get close enough that it runs along with all the other videos fine. And one of the things I like to keep in mind when I do my channel is, like, I like to use playlists a lot, and if people are watching those, I might have a old video, new video. They're not all arranged in chronological order. I want people to be able to go through to all of them and not feel disrupted in any way. So that's one of the big projects. It's halted the upload schedule, but I can't wait to get back to a usual upload schedule, and I hope to do another update video then.